Hey y'all, I'm Paula Deen. Step right up to the counter, folks, cause today I'm making sandwiches. But before we get started, we're gonna need to make a quick run by B. Matthews Bakery and pick up some loaves of the freshest bread around town. And when we get back, I'm gonna be making a decadent grouper sub that's gonna knock your socks off. And then for the lighter side, it's a yummy asparagus sandwich with my homemade Thousand Island dressing. After that, it's going to be a bean cake sandwich. And finally, a scrumptious shrimp salad sandwich. So y'all take a number and get in line, because this deli is going to get crowded today. Such a beautiful warm day today. It's a perfect day for a picnic. And when I think of picnic, I think of sandwiches. But I'm not talking about a bologna sandwich here. I'm talking about some very special sandwiches. In fact, to kick it up, I think Gertie and I are going to run into town to B. Matthews, a local bakery here in Savannah, and pick up some of their delicious bread. So I hope y'all stick around because it's going to be a yummy picnic. Ready to go to the store? Come on, let's go. Let's go. Hey, Charles.
Hello, Miss Paula.
How are you?
I do well. How you doing today?
I'm fine. What you got baking today fresh?
I got some rye bread with caraway seeds. I've got a light wheat. I've got a French white, and those are the sourdough.
Now, when was this baked?
This morning.
I think I'm just going to take one of everything.
All right, that we can do.
Now, how long will these last, like on the counter? I'm wrapped, but on the counter.
Just on your counter, you can get a couple of days out of them. On your
Good,
counter.
good.
There, Miss Paula.
Thank you so much, but aren't you forgetting something?
Our cinnamon rolls.
I am not leaving without that cinnamon roll.
I have you one.
You do? They're ready?
I do. How's this one?
Well, it's so tiny.
I think it'll hold you for now.
You think so? Well, I'm happy now. I'll see you later.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye now.
Oh, I've got some wonderful bread in here, but I think I just beat it in from the rain. It's getting bad out there. I can hear the thunder and it's getting dark. Oh gosh, this bread's so good. And they all look just perfectly yummy. And Rennie, while I was out, I picked y'all up a treat too. Great time of day. I think I might like one of those. All right, now y'all stay in out of the weather. I think it's maybe time for me to do some cooking. The first sandwich I'm gonna make, I think, is a grouper sub. Was that good or what? Those treats, a girl actually brought those in to me to the restaurant. She's starting a business and it's called Time for Treats. She told me that they were really, really good, and I said, well, how do you know they're really, really good? Have you tasted them? She said, of course I did. All right, I'm gonna put in our pan a little butter and a little olive oil. If you try to cook with plain butter, it really has a tendency to burn on you, so I love both flavors. Just gonna put those in there and let those saute around. All right, I'm gonna sprinkle this with a little paprika just to help it color. I don't think this is gonna take long at all. Let's see. That looks pretty good. Oh, that fish is already almost done. You can see it just flaking. That's gonna be ready in just no time. So, I'm gonna slice my bread, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and set it on the fire and just let it warm up. I'm gonna cut that really, really low and just let it warm that outside. And I want to show y'all something. This is what we're gonna load our sandwiches up in, an old cigar box. And I've got it lined with a little dish rag so everybody can just pick up their cigar box, go get them a chair, and sit down and have their lunch. It's a great idea, isn't it? All right, they're ready. That looks so good. And now I'm going to put our first sandwich together and load it up in the cigar box. Just a little mayonnaise, Just a little. Michael loves it. Heavy mayonnaise. He said he couldn't believe he had found him a woman that knew how to put mayonnaise on the bread the right way. Oh, look at those tomatoes. Let's see, I think I'm gonna put on there. I do love avocado, and you know, for years I didn't like them. And then somebody told me that they were fattening. And I said, well, I gotta revisit it, because I know damn good well if it's fattening, I'll like it. Went back, tried it, fell in love with them. All right, now here comes the best part. Oh. And let's see. Whoever gets this basket is gonna be a happy camper. I'm actually not gonna let Michael eat this whole sandwich. He'll be sick. So I'm gonna cut it in two and he's gonna have to share it. Listen to the crunch of that bread. And that was just on the outside, and the inside's still gonna be like sticking to the roof of your mouth and to your teeth. Look at that sandwich. I don't think these are gonna fit in the box. I'm gonna try to make it fit. It fit. Well, maybe not all the way. Doesn't that look yummy? When we come back, I'm gonna show y'all the #2 most requested sandwich ordered up in the Lady and Sons, and you're not gonna believe what it is. I so hope y'all are enjoying the show. And if you do, be sure to click like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you'll never miss a video. And we'll be right back after the break. All right, I promised y'all that I was going to show you the #2 most ordered sandwich in the Lady and Sons restaurant. Would you believe it's an asparagus sandwich? Now, the first thing I'm going to do is make a Thousand Island dressing. So I'm going to start by crumbling my egg. Now I'm going to add some mayonnaise, and I'm going to add some ketchup. And I don't like my Thousand Island dressing real red, so I'm going to add that slowly. I like a pinky, almost like a shrimp color. All right, and I think I like that color. I think that's just perfect. Now I'm going to add some diced dill pickle and a little salt. And I'm going to put a little lemon pepper in there. All right, and let's taste this and see what we've got. This is one of those things where you just have to mix and taste until you get it the way you want it. All right, now, so I'm going to set this to the side so those flavors can marry, and we're going to get started on our sandwich. Got some beautiful fresh asparagus. And as you know, asparagus has a woody end to it. And some folks will just cut it off, but I don't like to do that. I like to snap it where it is naturally tender. And without any guessing, it lets you know where to break it. So you know that your whole stalk is going to be very, very tender. I'm going to take our asparagus and drop it in boiling water. And I'm not going to leave it but just a couple of minutes. I want it still nice and crispy for our salads. While that is blanching, I'm going to come on over here and I'm going to get our bread. And we do serve this on pumpernickel at the restaurant. This is just one of my favorite breads. I just love pump. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually toast it in my cast iron skillet. And you could actually do this in the toaster, but it's so much more flavorful if you'll brush it with butter and then just kind of crisp it up in the pan. All right, our asparagus is ready. Now I'm going to immediately drop it in a water bath. All right, that won't take but a second for that to chill. And that's going to stop the cooking process on it. And it's also going to help it retain its bright green color. And I got our pump toasting over here. The only drawback to pumpernickel bread is I can't ever tell when it's toasted. So I have to almost feel of it. But if I burn it, nobody's gonna know. All right, those are already chilled. So I'm gonna take those out and drain those on a couple of paper towels. All right, our bread's ready, and I'm gonna just sit it over here because now we're gonna just quickly heat our asparagus back up. And I'm gonna put a little butter in the pan. And we're just gonna roll our asparagus around in there. Just quickly heating it back up. And I'm gonna sprinkle it with a little lemon pepper and just a little salt. Well, now that I've told y'all the number 2 most ordered sandwich in the restaurant, would you like to know what number 1 is? It's our crab burger. And I don't know if y'all remember, but I've actually cooked our crab cakes on another show. And we use that same recipe for our crab cakes as an entree as we do for our burgers. All right, now I've smeared each side with Thousand Island dressing. And I'm gonna put a piece of jack cheese on each side. I'm gonna put a little purple onion. And then I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna take our asparagus. And sometimes these wanna roll off your sandwiches. All right, and to make my sandwiches really pretty, I like to turn them. So when I cut it, I have some of the pretty floury tips sticking out of both ends. It's a little hard sometimes to control that asparagus, but once you get it under control, it's so good. And since this one is my sandwich, I think it's all right for me to go ahead and taste it. It's out of this world. And the homemade Thousand Island dressing just makes all the difference in the world in your sandwich. And look what Fatty Arbuckle gets in her box. I just love French fries. Well, I still got some boxes left, so that must mean more sandwiches. How about a bean cake sandwich from a little Yankee friend of mine and my favorite shrimp salad sandwich? That's what's coming up next.
I hope y'all are enjoying the show, and I want to hear from you. Tell me what recipes or videos you'd like to see me make by just leaving a short comment below. Now, let's get back to the show, y'all.
My next sandwich that I'm going to be making is so good, and I just kind of have to tell y'all a little bit of how and where I learned to make this. Well, in the last of the 70s, this cutest couple moved down to Albany from Muncie, Indiana, and their name was Joe and Jody Moyer. And we spent almost every Friday and Saturday night with Joe and Jody, and we'd play cards and eat bean cake sandwiches. Now, these are leftover white beans that I had cooked for dinner last night with some ham hock. So I pulled out some of that flavorful, tender ham, and I've minced it up. So when we bite into our sandwich, we're also going to have a little meat in there as well as the beans. We're going to need a paste because I'm actually going to fry these, and we want to put a little flour in them, just like we were making a potato cake, kind of. Now, I've got our skillet going, and then I'm going to add a little olive oil. And this is also really, really good. I'm going to put that little butter in there to give it the flavor that I want it to have. I just love the combination of olive oil and butter. All right, so we're going to take our beans, and we're just going to form them into a patty. And I'm going to make these the size of a piece of white bread, because I want it to fit that piece of bread that I'm going to put it on. And hopefully this is going to get good and crisp. And everything's done in these, so it doesn't take long. You just want to just brown them. These bean cakes remind me of the Saturday nights that we would all spend together. We'd play poker, and we'd play nickel, dime, quarter. Well, I'll never forget the night. Somehow, that nickel, dime, and quarter turned into a $200 loss. And I was sweating like a bullet. I didn't know how I was ever going to make up that $200 that we had lost playing nickel, dime, and quarter poker. All right, I think these are ready to flip. Look how pretty that looks. And by the way, I never won that $200 back. I think our bean cakes are ready. Now, this is how Jody taught me to eat them, and I think she was right on the money with it. I'm gonna take plain old white bread and mayonnaise it, and a little Vidalia onion. You know, this is an economical meal. I've put this together for just pennies. And you'll want to make sure that that white bread that you put it in is so fresh, it gums up on your teeth. I want to be able to show y'all what this delectable sandwich looks like. See, you've got the white onions, the white beans, and the pretty pinkness of the ham. This brings back so many memories of my precious little Yankee friend. And they've since moved back to Indiana, and I talk to her once in a while. I'd love to see her. It's out of this world. Y'all set your clocks now, because I'm fixing to make a shrimp salad sandwich for you in about 3 minutes. So I'm taking peeled and deveined frozen shrimp that I bought from the supermarket, and I boiled them off just for a few minutes, and I'm gonna put these in a food processor. When I'm having a sandwich, I like to mince them up so that it'll stay on my bread. So we're gonna mince these up. Gonna put them in our bowl. And you wanna make sure that you don't mince them too fine. All right, I'm gonna take a little celery. I want this sandwich to be full of flavor, but I really don't want you to be able to see a lot of stuff in it. All right, so I'm gonna add a few boiled eggs. And the eggs really makes this shrimp salad so good. All right, and the ingredients are very, very simple, because I don't want to play around too much with that wonderful shrimp flavor. All right, I'm going to add just a little salt. And then I'm going to add some crazy salt. And then I'm going to add some onion powder, just to give it that flavor without seeing them. And then cracked pepper. And then some mayonnaise. I'm just gonna moisten that up. Now this is the best shrimp salad that you'll ever eat on white toast. And I always serve this at home to my family on white toast. Very, very seldom do I vary from that. I'm just gonna pile that up nice and high, because I like a lot of shrimp on my sandwich. How yummy does that look? And you can even buy the pre-cooked shrimp, if that's what you prefer to use. I can't tell y'all how many of these sandwiches that we eat in Savannah. I'm gonna put this in my little cigar box, and we're ready to eat. Doesn't that look yummy? When we come back, I'm gonna share some tips with you on how to take leftover bread and make it brand new again.
I so hope y'all are enjoying the show. And if you do, be sure to click like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you'll never miss a video. And we'll be right back after the break.
Let's talk about what we're gonna do with all the leftover bread. I wanna share with you how we make croutons at the restaurant. We actually cut up the bread, the stale bread, and we deep fry it. But you can do the same thing at home, only you can toss it in a little butter, put it on a baking sheet, sprinkle it with garlic powder and Parmesan cheese when you take it out, and a little dried parsley, and they're delicious. And your stale bread makes wonderful breadcrumbs. You can use either your croutons or stale sliced bread. Either one works great. Just run your bread through the processor until it's the consistency that you like it. And this leftover bread makes wonderful casseroles. Whether you want a sweet casserole or a savory casserole, you just can't go wrong, and you'll never know when you serve it that you started with stale bread. I'm so glad it cleared up. Just a little while ago, it looked like rain and thunder, but it cleared up for mine and Gertie's picnic, and it all looks delicious. You know, I think you'll agree with me that America has become a sandwich country, and any of these sandwiches you can make in the time it takes you to go through a drive-in window of a fast food restaurant and have a wonderful, fresh, nutritious meal. So I hope that when y'all try some of these sandwiches that you'll love them as much as Gertie and I do. And Gertie and I want to send love and best dishes to all of y'all out there, from our kitchen to yours.
Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.